everyone, and welcome to my July update, end of July update for my stitching. So things are wobbling, cats at the frame again. I'm going to start with a finish. It's clue 1 of the Lizzie Kate mystery stitch along called Spooked. I'm counting it as a finish. It's clue 1, it's finished, it's a finish. I've just got clue 2, so I'm about to start that one. I haven't done anything on it really apart from start on the frame, so nothing really to show, nothing to spoil if you catch a glimpse. But I started this one end of June, beginning of July. Had a really good, just spent a solid day on it in beginning of July and got loads done, and then finished off through the month and just waiting to get clue 2 or for it to arrive in the UK. There's a couple of spaces left where the embellishments go when it's all done, but so far I'm really liking it. I love that orange colour, marmalade I think it is. It's a gorgeous colour, and so can't wait to get going with clue 2. More of that on Friday I think, so might be able to show you finished clue 2 at the end of next month hopefully. And another finish in July is Gingerbread Train, which is part 1 of the Gingerbread Village from Country Cottage Needleworks. This didn't take long to stitch either. French knots not the best, especially on the driver. He looks a bit cross-eyed I think. They'll do, and hopefully by the end of it I'll be much better at doing French knots than I am now. So I'm stitching it with the Cool 4 threads, and it's stitched on 32 count platinum Belfast linen. I really enjoy stitching on linen, and I like the look that you get at the end of it. Not started the second part yet. I was waiting for Spooked to arrive, and I'm going to focus on getting Spooked finished, and then I'll crack on and get another part of this done. I'm working them individually and I'll finish them separately as well. I haven't quite decided how I'm going to finish them, but eventually they'll be used as some form of decoration. And this is the mystery memorabilia Nora Corbett called Wherefore Art Thou, that was released at the beginning of the year. I started it after Minerva. I can't remember if I included it on my video last month. I probably did, because I haven't spent a lot of time on it this month. I've mostly been working on that purple part of the dress and the group of roses to get those done. So I'm going to work this one in clues as well. So this is clue 1 that I'm working on, and I haven't done quite so much on it because I usually unstitch it at the weekend, so Saturday and Sunday mornings, and one of those weekends I was away in London, and last 2 weekends I've been clearing out the spare room, which became a bit of a junk room, and turning that into a sewing area. So I have a lot more room to stitch it in, but I haven't been able to stitch it because I've been cleaning instead, and that's never really a good thing to do instead of sewing, is it? And here's one that I haven't shown before on my videos. This is Into the Sea. The artist is Jeremiah Kettner, and it's from Heaven and Earth Designs. And I started it a couple of years ago, just stitching it during lunch breaks at work, and I got quite a lot done. And then I didn't have so much lunch time to devote to it, so she kind of got left in the wait until I found some time to stitch on her. It's a shame because I really like her, she's gorgeous. Now I'm working on this for the Heaven and Earth Designs challenge number 3, and the challenge is parking. Now I park normally, so not necessarily a challenge, but this is to go across the page parking, and I don't usually have quite so many threads parked. I usually only work just across a column-ish spread out to fill in the stitches either side of it. But so it's quite a lot of threads to deal with, and so that part is challenging, but it's meaning that I can spend some time on her. And as you can see, I'm nearly finishing another row of pages, the second row, and she'll be almost halfway done once that's done, so it seems a bit silly to put her away. I'm actually stitching her with 2 strands. I'm doing a combination of tent stitch and continental tent stitch, mostly because I like to work from an empty hole into a hole that's already got some stitching in it. So it kind of works from left to right, and then on the way back right to left, so it kind of makes that pattern on the back. It's a bit grubby and it's a bit stretched in places just because of how I kept it when I was stitching it at work, but I'm sure it'll all pick up in the wash and be fine. I don't really enjoy tent stitch that much. I'm not going to do anything else in it. It's alright for this one because there's some quite big blocks of colour. As you can see, it's like here and like most of the background, nice big blocky areas. So tent stitch goes through quicker. But then there was a lot of confetti in her eyes and her hair, and that took quite a time. So for me it doesn't save any time, and it just feels a bit too bulky, and I just don't enjoy it as much. So I won't do it anymore, but I do love this picture and I want to get it finished. I'll just show you the back. It's kind of quite thick on the back, and the continental tent stitch gives the longer diagonals, and tent stitch just gives you the straight lines. You see, can't really make it out, but yeah, I'm looking forward to getting her pages finished. I'm actually working across because the last page in the row is very small, so I'm doing both pages. Looking forward to getting to the next row of pages on this one as well. And on to the Gamer from Gecko Rouge, and I finished another row of pages. I think at the beginning of the month it was the end of her 2-week rotation, and I finished page 11 around there, and then got started on page 12, which is just kind of a smallish area. So she came back onto rotation at the weekend, and a couple of nights ago I finished page 12. So I thought before I scroll her, I'll get pictures and get her filmed, and I've got another week to spend on her, so beginning of August will be spent on her, and I can get started on the next row of pages about a third of the way through maybe. Not looking forward to the block of grey again, but hopefully it'll stitch up fairly quickly and have most of the page finished before the end of August. And finally, this is A Stitch in Time, Amy Stewart artist, and it's by Heaven and Earth Designs. And I finished a page on this as well. It's my 5th page, which is about, I think it was page 36 of the pattern. I'm working around that hoop. So I finished the page, got a little pussy cat here. I've called him Bobbins in honour of the bobbins of thread that are there and full of confetti. There's a thimble just appearing here, and on the next page you're probably not going to be able to see this because you really need to squint to make it out. It's a mouse. It really is a mouse sitting on a piece of floss. If you look at the artwork you'll be able to make it out more clearly, and I'm sure if you look at if anybody doing a supersized version has gotten so far as to get to the mouse, then I'm sure it will stand out a lot more on there, but I'm calling him a mouse. So I started the next page. So some crazy idea to work up one of the columns for 10 rows and then go and do one of the other columns, so gradually working it up. I'm still doing the follow a colour into the column rather than leave any defined edge, apart from the page edges. I always leave those. I think I'm trying to avoid getting to the fabric bit at the top of the page because it's a couple of colours and there's going to be so much confetti to finish off those words. But it will look really good when it's done. This one takes a lot longer for me to get through a page, which is why I'm not doing a page by page rotation, because I'd spend so much more time on this one where I want the gamer to be my focus piece so I can get her finished. So not really much sure what else I can say about it. There's a few details starting to appear. I've got a cupboard coming up here. Once this page is done, the next page that I go on to, I finally reach one of the people, which will be really good to see. So that's it for my update this month. I'll be back soon with some more stitching videos, and I'm hoping to do the behind the scenes tag as well, just to give some insight into how I film more the stitchy videos rather than these ones. So I'll see you soon, and hopefully everyone gets lots of stitching done during August. I'll see you soon. Bye.